Hello, we are going to look at each of these, and specifically I've chosen them because each of them have a slightly different approach. So the first thing that I want to do is to look at the difference between each of these. This one here says x is equal to 4. We know that this is x, so we're going to go over here and go to 4. This one here says y is equal to negative 3. We're going to go to the y, this is our y, and we're going to go down to negative 3. Now, that is just if I was going to make a table, if the y is 0, then the x is 4. And this is just if the x is 0, then the y is negative 3. So let's go back here. Right here, this point here is 4, 2. This point here is 4, 4. This point here is 4, negative 2. And if you noticed, all of these, the x value is 4. So all of the points on this line will have an x coordinate of 4. Whereas on this one, y is equal to negative 3, y is equal to negative 3, y is equal to negative 3. All down here, we go down in the negative direction for our y value, which means that our graph is showing all of the different points that have a y coordinate of 3. So those are the main differences between each of those. These guys here have totally different approaches that you would want to graph them. Here is in graphing form. This is our y-intercept and this is our slope. Our y-intercept is if I plug in 0 for x, that disappears, and I get 4 for the y value. So if I go 0, 4, that is my y-intercept. It is on the y-axis. From here, it's the rise over the run. And so I go down 2 and over 3 in the positive. You notice one of the directions was negative and one was positive. If I had decided to have 2 be positive, I would need to have 3 be negative, but that's okay, because either way, you get the same line. This one here, though you could put it into this format, you certainly don't need to. You could use the intercept method, and what that means is just like I showed you here where I plugged in 0 and I got y is equal to 4. I could plug in 0 for x, and then y would equal 2. Hopefully you can see the math that I'm doing in my head. Divide both sides by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2. If I plugged in 0 for y, that would disappear. By disappearing, I mean change into a 0. And then I would get the 2 over here, or in other words, 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So those would be 2 points, 0, 2 in the y direction, and 3, 0 in the x direction. And that would be my graph.